micro ERs run on a skeleton crew. In other words, we run with just the right amount of staff to take care of a ER. So that's like a nurse, doctor, ER tech, med tech, radiology technician. That's pretty much it. And we were getting flooded. Now, we weren't, the particular hospital that I was working at, it wasn't as bad as others, I'll say, but we definitely dealt with our waves of COVID and people who thought they had COVID and people who weren't quite sure. Like it was bananas. So as the weeks progressed, um, actually I should say as the months progressed, I started to notice like a change within myself. Like I don't know if it's considered hospital fatigue or medical fatigue or whatever the case may be, but I started to notice that I was getting more more cold and more callous towards certain patients, especially patients that we would consider frequent flyers. Now, I'm not making any excuses for um, being unprofessional or for being cold towards patients. Like, this is no justification for that. Bedside manner is very important if you're going to work in any type of healthcare or any type of medical institution. You should have great bedside manner and bedside care. But just for me, just keeping it real, I was just getting tired. I was working 3, 4, 5, 12-hour shifts sometimes. So certain complaints that some patients were coming in with, I got to the point where I just didn't care. Like, I'll give you a small example. People would come in for stupid stuff like toenail issues. Well, they were stupid to me. I shouldn't say they're stupid. They were stupid to me. They would come in with like toenail issues, or they would come in because they coughed one time 3 days ago and now they just wanted to get you. It was like, do you guys not understand that there's something bigger going on right now? Something bigger going on right now in the world. And you're coming into the emergency room for this small mamby-pamby stuff. So, yeah, I'll be honest. Like, mentally, I started to check out of working at the hospital. I want to say 3 months into the pandemic, I started mentally being like, man, I don't even want to come to work. And if you work in a hospital, you never want to have that type of attitude where you just dread coming into work, because you are literally there for people. That is our job. That is our job as healthcare professionals, is we are there for people. We are there to care for people. So once you get to that point where you are just like mentally checked out, yeah, it's time for you to go. It was time for me to go. Um, especially me personally, because I was I was living by myself. I got friends and I got family out here, of course, but with me spending so much time at the hospital during the pandemic, I was like, I don't want to risk bringing anything to like my parents, to like my sisters, my brothers, to cousins, to family. So I isolated myself pretty much from everybody for like months on end. And for anybody that's not aware, being isolated for months on end is not good, especially when you're going through stressful situations at work. You do not want to be isolated. And during the beginning of the pandemic, it was like I really didn't have an outlet. Like, I love going to the gym. Anybody that knows me knows that I love going to the gym. I love walking around the park. I love just getting out. Like, I like doing like physical things. So for a minute there, I'll be honest, it was like a mental struggle for me to just stay focused at the gym. Now, I don't want anybody feeling sorry for me or you know, feeling like I'm just being a crybaby or a whiner or anything like that. Um, I'm just, like I said, I'm just sharing what I was going through during the pandemic. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure this message will probably resonate with a lot of healthcare professionals, whether they be paramedics, whether they be doctors, nurses, RT, dietitians, um, anybody, any aspect of registration, any form of healthcare professional. I'm sure this video will resonate with you to some degree.
I just wanna be the one you love. I just wanna be the one.